Hello Year 8, nice to speak to you. I hope you're all okay. Hope you're kind of enjoying lockdown and kind of not enjoying lockdown. I'm going to try and do the lessons on video from now on, so we'll see how that works out, and I'll send you a link to the video on YouTube. So we started the book on the Renaissance, and particularly on A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. You may or may not know that about 10 years ago the government made it law, so as part of the curriculum, that all high school students have to study a Shakespeare play. So stop moaning. Oh, hopefully you might enjoy it. So last week you read a general introduction to, sorry, that's me crinkling the booklet. Last week you read a general introduction to the Renaissance. That's quite important to understand, because Shakespeare was very much of his time, very much a product of the Renaissance, just as writers that are writing now will be influenced by events that are happening, such as COVID-19 and global warming. So this week's tasks are specifically about Shakespeare. They are task 4 and task 5. So you need to read these three. Can you see that? Page 3. You need to read the 3 paragraphs called William Shakespeare, Renaissance Man, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and What Influenced Shakespeare to Write This Play. Then task 4 up here, you should see the cursor soon. Come on, there we go. Task 4, the first 5 questions are just reading comprehension. They should be fairly straightforward. Remember, reading comprehension, your strategy for that is look at the keyword in the question. For example, what is the word for the type of education Shakespeare received? The keyword is education. If you read the text and find the word education, then somewhere around there you should find the answer. Please send me your answers either by email, or you write them in your book and take a picture. Can you start making, some of you have done this and that's absolutely brilliant, can you start making sure you write in full sentences, please? That's quite important in English. When you get to year 10 and 11, there's no tasks in English that require just 2 or 3 word answers. They all require full sentence extended answers, so it's important to get into that habit. Task 5 is a little bit more complicated, so you're going to read the 3 paragraphs, William Shakespeare, Renaissance Man, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and who or what influenced Shakespeare to write this play. And just to show that you've kind of understood what you've been read, I'd like you to write a summary of what you've read. So a bit of help with those. So your summary should include at least one positive. I think that's something we've not looked at before. So, and a positive is where you take a noun, William Shakespeare, for example, or a proper noun, and then you describe it afterwards. So normally you say William Shakespeare was a famous playwright, but instead of describe it in a full sentence, you just take the key information and put it in commas. So here you would write William Shakespeare, comma, the famous playwright, comma. Or if you, for another example, if you wanted to use your name, should we use, who would we normally use as an example? I don't know, let's use 3 or 4. So whereas normally you say Harriet, Noah, Ruby, Gabriel, Paul are amazing students, you would say Harriet, Gabriel, Paul, Ruby, who else did I say? Yeah, you'd say Harriet, Gabriel, Paul, Ruby, comma, the amazing students, end of comma. So that's what a positive is. It's just adjectives after a noun in commas. Then at least one sentence that begins with a subordinating conjunction, and it gives you answers there. It gives you examples there. So for example, you could say before A Midsummer Night's Dream was performed, a white flag would be flying outside the theatre. You're not allowed to use mine. And then at least one interrogative sentence. So interrogatives are questions. So who was Shakespeare influenced by? And then you'd go on to explain who he was influenced by. At least one sentence beginning with an adjective. Hopefully you know what an adjective is. Look it up if you don't. And then can you include the information about Shakespeare's education? So I would like you to send me 5 sentences, please. That's very reasonable. 5 basic comprehension tasks plus a 5-sentence summary. That normally would be nowhere near your full English lessons for the week. As always, if you need any help at all, if you're stuck, if you want an example, then just drop me an email and I'll do my best to help you. Hope you have a nice week. Send me your answers as always on a Friday, please. And I was going to say I'll see you soon, but I won't, will I? Have a nice week. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.